The most important piece for all of you is to make peace with the attraction of it and stop beating up on yourself and calling it negative attraction. Instead, call it clarifying attraction. Call it something necessary in order to help me get clear about what I want. A clarifying process. Because look at it this way. There are a lot of pieces. There are a lot of pieces to a lot of different subjects. Every subject that is potentially active within you has similar basic roots. And those basic roots begin from your primary point of attraction. And your primary point of attraction is about how you feel. For example, someone who really doesn't like themselves very much. And it doesn't matter how they got that way. Maybe they had an abusive parent, or maybe they had a parent who was insecure also. Someone who doesn't like themselves very much, so has that primary point of attraction of, let's say, just for simplicity, of being a victim, then finds themselves mistreated by almost everybody in almost every situation. And so to talk about the situations, to try to work your way through, is it right or wrong? Should that person have been rude to you? Well, of course not. But if your vibration is such that you activate within someone who's usually not rude to anybody being rude to you, it means you've got a strong vibrational point of attraction going. So if you don't know that you've got it going and you're attracting the evidence of it, it is helpful somewhere along the way to have someone say to you, you attracted this because this and this and this and this and this and this and this, because there is a habit of thought that you've got going on that this is pointing to. So it's helpful. It's helpful when you are standing in the middle of something that, as you say, I did not want this, to ask yourself, what is the primary vibration? Because it's not on the surface. It's not something that I went asking for. I didn't put it on my things to do today list. I didn't go looking for this trouble. It found me, which makes it feel like someone asserted it into your experience. They didn't. There is a primary point of attraction within me. So here's a really good question to ask. Are there other things like this that seem to come from a similar root that are showing up in my experience? And the answer is always yes. Because if it's happening in this regard, it's happening in others. So then you say, I'm glad this happened to point out that there's something deeper, something that is deeper for me to tend to. Well, when we're talking about deeper, we're talking about going more general. We're talking about getting off of the specifics of it and going more general. And the way to go deeper isn't by getting to the bottom of that and getting to the bottom of that and getting to the bottom of that, because we really mean it when we tell you there is no bottom. Because when you try to get to the bottom, you will activate it and more of it will come. So by going deeper, we don't mean getting to the bottom of it. We mean going general because of it. We mean going general because of this. Trying to find a way of making this work for me right here, right now. Find a way of soothing myself in this right now. And if you have 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 episodes like that come up in a week, you're having a good week because you've had 5 or 10 or 10 or 20 or 30 opportunities to go general, shift a vibration, change the frequency. You've gone deeper. Without even knowing what caused that frequency to end up where it is, you raise the vibration of that so that you don't have access to those kinds of experiences. The experiences that are coming to you, the way people behave in your experience, are an accurate reflection of where your vibration is. You see, once you've asked the question, it's there. And as life keeps helping you to focus upon it, the focusing on the question was the operative word there. If a question is active within you, the answer will come. And sometimes, hear this, often the answer to an important question comes with more trouble first, because the trouble clarifies the question. It puts it in fuller fashion, and it heightens your determination to focus yourself into alignment with the solution. So we would say, embrace everything that comes. It's just you feeling the vibrational difference between who you really are and how you want to feel and how you're feeling right now. You're just working the bugs out of one more thing. And if you really get to that primary vibration by caring about how you feel and going general until you soothe it. So when you ask the question, what was that? It was help. What was that? It was clarity in the making. What was that? It was a clarifying experience. What was that? That was an indicator. Seriously, we know that this is a ridiculous analogy, but it applies perfectly. Do you look at your gas gauge that says empty and say, what in the hell are you doing? The nerve of you. Empty? Are you kidding? I've got a lot to do today. I've got a lot to do today, and I need gas in my car right now, and I resent you telling me that it is otherwise. You like indicators, because indicators help you to define what you're going to do differently now you've received the indicator. What are you going to do differently? Well, hopefully, what you'll do first is chill. What you'll do first is say, thanks. Thank you for the indicator. Thank you, law of attraction, for being consistent. Thank you, me, for being so sensitive to the way I feel, because in years gone by, I wouldn't even have noticed this. And in years gone by, I wouldn't even wanted to do anything about it. And years gone by, I would have just perpetuated. But thank you, me, because I felt it. And so what was it? What was that about? What was that about? Well, it doesn't really matter what it was about. It's an indication that there is some resistance going on. I'm going to watch for other patterns about it. What do I think it might be about? What do I think it might be about? What do I think it might be about? A shortage of something. It's about a shortage of something. It's either a shortage of money, usually. We're talking about generally. It's either a shortage of money, shortage of attention, shortage of time, shortage of space. It's a shortage of something that is a shortage of something. So I'll watch for other evidence of this. But generally speaking, I know that this is an abundant universe, and I know that there is no shortage. And I know that whatever I want can flow to me. And I believe that law of attraction is consistent. And I'm really good at this. I've shown that to myself. I'm doing really well at this. And I sure do like my guidance system. I love every big or little piece of negative emotion that I feel. And I'm so happy that I'm consciously aware of it. I feel better just in knowing that in feeling it, I stopped the momentum, because I stopped and said, I can tell I'm moving in a direction different than I want to. What's the direction that I want to move in? I want to move toward clarity. I want to move toward fun. I want to feel good more of the time. I want to be an uplifter, and I want to uplift others. I want others to uplift me. I like that dance that we all do. That's the dance I do best. That's who I am. That's what usually happens for me. This is a hiccup that I like smoothing the bump out of, but it's not significant. What was I doing before that? Then off you go.